Hi, I'm Brian Beddow, Field Director with the Hawk Mountain Council, and I'm here with Jerry Beaver today to continue our Prepared for Life series. And Jerry's a volunteer at the district level with the council and also locally with his pack and troop, and that's Troop 652 from Schuylkill County. Jerry, welcome.
Thank you.
Jerry, can you talk to us today about how you got involved in scouting at what we call a district level, so representing Schuylkill County?
Okay, on the district level, I first became involved as our popcorn colonel, heading up the popcorn sale that we do as a fundraiser every year for Schuylkill County. I was approached by our district executive at the time and asked if I would help, and said yes, and from there I moved on and got more involved with the district, helped at more events, things like that, and eventually the opportunity became open for me to become district chairman. Again approached and again said yes, I would take full advantage of that opportunity.
So, as district chairman, what type of activities, responsibilities, what type of things do you do?
Well, I do a lot, but I think my most important thing is kind of a people manager. Making sure we have the right folks in the right place to help the district run smoothly. There's several different committees that we have. They range from fundraising to membership to training and many other things. So one of the most important things is making sure you have the right people to take the right place and run with the job that they're given to, and keeping them engaged at all times. The more involved they're involved, the more they're involved with the program, the more apt they are to stay involved with the program.
Right. With that, how many volunteers are involved on your district committees?
On our district committee right now, we're running probably about 23 people. Ideally, that number should probably be 30 to 35, but we always have a little bit of turnover. People's lives change, things change that they can no longer help, or sometimes as their boys age out, they're no longer involved. But we find a lot of people, as their boys age out, are actually looking for a way to stay involved with the program because they like what it does for themselves as well as what it did for their boys, and helping on the district or council level is a perfect opportunity for that.
Right. Were you a scout as a young man?
I was a Wolf Scout for 1 year, so my scouting experience was very limited coming into my position.
Right. So how did you get brought into the realm of volunteerism in scouting as an adult?
My son was a member of the pack, Pack 652 in Clingerstown, and the need came for committee members, and I was asked if I would help. I was told at the time all I had to do was show up for a meeting once a month, and that was about the extent of my involvement. But I'm the kind of person, when I get involved and have a job, I like to make sure I do that job to the fullest, and became more and more involved, and eventually became Cub Master for our pack, which was ended up being a 13-year stint before moving on to committee chairman at this time. So,
great. At the district level that you had mentioned, what's kind of been your motivation that's kept you going in that position and working to improve the efficiency of that committee?
I enjoy seeing what the program can do for adults as well as what it can do for young men and young women. If you allow yourself, like I said before, to become engaged and become a part of the program, eventually you really grow into it, and people will change. Brings out more confidence, more respect, just like it does in the boys. The same attributes that boys gain from the program, I believe adults can also. And it's helped change myself, which probably was my first motivation, and understanding what it could do for me, I knew what it could do for others as well.
Okay. You had mentioned improved yourself. Can you speak on that maybe a little more specifically? Is there a specific instance or skill or something you'd like to share?
If any skill, it would be public speaking, because as district chairman, even as Cub Master, it was something that all of a sudden became one of my responsibilities that I had to do. And like most people, have a fear of it, but I've learned to grow through that fear, and learned with scouting, as long as you remember the 12 points of the law, of the Boy Scout law, try and live by those every day and do your best, people will see that and they understand that, and they are very forgiving of your shortcomings and allows you the opportunity to grow in that. So I speak quite a bit in public.
Sure. Can you touch upon any of the relationships that you've grown to build with any of your volunteer committees, or other folks that you just come in contact with on maybe a daily or weekly basis?
Honestly, our district committee has grown to be more like very good friends and almost family, as compared to just being people who work together in a volunteer organization. We all know what's going on in each other's lives. We know when each other's birthdays are. We know when they have good times. We know when they have bad times, and we're there for each other. It's a very important thing to know that you're not on your own. You can make those new relationships and watch them grow. So,
sounds like that's probably a big motivator to give you energy to continue in the position.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
With that, so. What do you see as some of the outcomes of scouting as it relates to youth and or adults?
Well, like I said, it will give you much more confidence, and I believe that confidence is based on respect. Respect is kind of one of my hot buttons in scouting. I think that we're, as a nation right now, respect is something that we're lacking on a lot of levels, and especially self-respect. And it's hard to respect anybody or anything else before you can respect yourself. And as boys go through the program and they achieve different levels of accomplishment, their self-confidence grows in themselves, and thus their respect for themselves grows, because with scouting, you're given a pat on the back just for doing your best. It doesn't have to be the best, but it has to be your best. And if you do your best, you'll be awarded for it.
Mm-hmm. Are there any specific instances that you can share with us about maybe a committee member that you've seen grow or come out of their shell or take on more responsibilities?
Yeah, person that comes to mind, she really isn't a member of my district committee, but she's one of our commissioners. But she has really grown to, the program has become part of her. And she will do anything for anybody, whether it's one of the professionals needing help or anybody, any of the volunteers throughout our whole district, even though it may be somebody that doesn't necessarily fall under her jurisdiction, she will reach out and help them. And when I first knew her, she would not have had the confidence to do that. And she's also not afraid to ask for help, which I take that very seriously. Somebody who's willing to ask for help, I know, is serious about doing their job the best that they can. So,
is it fair to say that you've made lifelong friends and created relationships?
Absolutely, yeah. If I, for whatever reason, would have to no longer be able to volunteer tomorrow, I know there's a circle of people that would still be friends of mine going down the road as far as possible. So.
Well, great. We appreciate your time today and sharing your stories. Anything else in closing that you'd like to share with us? You know, again, as it relates to positive experiences that you've had in the program.
I think I'd just like to reiterate the point that scouting allows boys to be the best them that they can be. It's unlike sports, where they do not need to be the strongest or the fastest or whatever it may be. You don't have to be the smartest, you don't need to be the best looking. Like I said, the boys just need to be the very best that they can be, and success will be directly tied to that. So one of the few things out there today where that's all you need to do to be successful.
Well, we appreciate all the volunteer hours and time and dedication that you've added to the program, and the betterment of those young men and young women that we have in our program, also as teenage venture members with that as well. So Jerry, thank you very much today.
Thank you.
Check in again next week for another edition on our Hawk Mountain Scout Council Prepared for Life series. For more information, visit our website, hmc-vsa.org, or call us at 610-926-3406. You can also find us on the People Chronicles YouTube channel.